This is Consort Place in South Quay. This skyscraper is currently under construction, and when it's complete, it's going to be 216 metres high. This is a nice tall tower, and at the time of filming this video, the building and the crane have now reached 200 metres high, meaning it's just crossed the 200 metre threshold into being a proper skyscraper. So, let's sneak into this building and go and drive this crane. This is the first time I've ever driven a crane 200 metres high. It is very tall. So we sneak into the building and we sneak into the smaller hotel section of the building. This part of the building is just 21 floors high. Walk up the stairs to the top floor. Let's take a look at the lifts in this smaller section. The lifts here are some Schindler 5500s. We open up the doors and we see the lifts are down at the lowest floor. Let's now take a look in the logic cabinet. And now let's transfer across to the main part of the building. I did a separate video on the lifts here, as the lifts in this part are some very interesting Schindler high-rise movable motorroom lifts. The movable motorroom allows the lift to be installed before the building is complete, and then as the building is constructed, the motorroom is then moved upwards. A very interesting design, so make sure you check out the video of that. As for this video, let's go up to the top floor of this building, which is currently 60 floors high. This is the top floor of the main part of the building. This is the factory for the main part. The core is 3 to 4 levels higher than the main part, and that's the factory for the core up there. It's a random bee just hovering there, that's weird. And over there is the crane. Let's step across to it and go up and drive it. The cab is 200 metres high, my tallest crane I've ever driven, so it needs driving. Let's now go and walk across to the crane. To get to the crane we have to climb across this very dodgy height gap. Scary. So then, this is crane extender level. That's the crane down there. This is the extender. This section here is what raises up the crane. So this winches the crane up, slots another segment in, and then that's how you build your crane taller. And this crane's not at full height yet. The building's going to be 220 metres. This crane's probably going to be 230 metres at full height. Tall skyscraper crane, but it's not even as high as it goes yet. And by the way, to get to this crane, we actually had to climb from the roof of the building to the crane across that fucking big drop. Oh, that was horrible. Anyway, let's climb the crane. That's the axis, this there's almost at the top. That there is how tall this building's got. They've just built floor 62, building floor 63. That there's the concrete factory of the core. That there's the concrete factory of the main area. The crane is 200 metres, it's a 200 metre crane, really nice. Let's climb up it. So here is the axis of the crane. So we climb up the crane to the cab level. The crane cab is 200 metres high. As is the height of the cab. The top of the jib I'd estimate is about 240 metres. So this is a proper skyscraper crane. And if we take a look over the edge, we can see how high I actually am. Let's go and drive the crane. So then, 200 metre crane. 200 metres to the cab. All measurements of cranes are to the cab. The top of the jib, I reckon, is about 240 metre. It is a tall crane. Right then, is it crane driving time? My tallest one so far, 200 metres. Let's start off by taking a look at the motors. So there's your axis down there. You've got 2 rotating motors on the axis. Then you've got 3 logic counters, each with a VF drive, I'll show us later on. Up here you've got the jib motor, so big fucking winding drum. Then you've got this motor here, and that is your jib motor. Up here is hook motor, so you've got VF cabinet there for the hook. There's your winding drum for the hook, and then over there is your motor for the hook. So that's your motors, that's your counter jib, over there is the jib. Oh, that's tall. And it's driving time. So in the cab, there's the seat. Stop button, you've got there your main controls. Oh, it's my favourite down there, it's a piss bottle. Then up here you've got some controls up there, you've got radios for the crane driver. You've got the screens up there, you've got a view down the crane, a nice long way down. Let's drive it. Press it in and take it to this way. Now this one's automatic, but automatic slow down on the rotation, when normally a manual slow down. We're going to turn it a bit more now because my friend wants to get a picture of the site in front of the crane, so I need to turn it around so you can get a better picture. Oh, we actually do get a good view at this angle. Oh yeah, it does look good with consort placed just there. That's the thing, when you drive them, you can put them in whatever angle you want to put them in to get the best picture. Right, I'm now going to go up the counter jib. So here I'm at the top of the counter jib. Red glowing light up there. Down here we've got a bird's nest. Take a look over the back. Oh, that's a good view. Let's go up here. No birds here, bird's nest is finished. There's your main jib. Over there, you've got the Isle of Dogs. Over here, you got Landmark Pinnacle. And over here, you got a big red light. Behind that, you got Canary Wharf. And Consort Place right in front of me. 200 metres high, or 200 metre to the cab. I'm now at 220 metre, 215 metre, I think I am now. Red.
Let's now take a look at the crane's logic cabinets.
Let's check the VF drives. You've got a big fucking VF drive. That is for the jib motor, that one. PLC there, you got a key there. No, you put it into inspection, but graded to cabinet inspection. You got their big 3-phase main switch. The main thing in this cabinet is that big VF drive. You actually got 3 VF drive cabinets, I'm guessing, up this crane. So you've got that one for your jib motor, then you've also got another one round here, and that one's for your hook motor. And you've got one here for rotation. So that one there is for your rotation, and this logic cabinet over here is for your hook motor. Actually, all of these unlocked. Let's have a look in this one. So that's for your hook motor. Big VF drive. Similar actually, similar setup. Big VF drive PLC. That's for your hook motor. Because let's face it, your hook motor and your jib motor are pretty much the same thing on this crane. But this one here is going to be one that's a bit different, because this one here is for your rotation motor. So you've got a smaller VF drive for this one, because the rotation motor is actually smaller. You can see it's down, those two motors down there are actually smaller. And you've got your big 3-phase there. That's your rotation VF drive. So 3 VF drives all in a cabinet of their own. And let's go into the crane cab and take a look at the interface on the various screens for the crane driver. And while we're off this crane, loads of police cars drove past to half a mile down the road from here. Shit, there's actually a police boat in the river. What on earth is happening? Do you think they got into a big drug deal or something? There's so much police about. At least that means they're not bothered about us. But look up there, how many there are. I don't know if something's big's happened down there. There's so many up there. So something very big. I really don't want to know what's been going on up there. 15 police cars. Fuck, I don't want to be around that area. Let's take a look at a view from this crane at night time.